gun situation is a tricky one in this country. You know, you always hear about people going down south and you bring guns back to Brooklyn. That was common conversation in the community, in the projects. But I just never knew how easy it was to do that. How long have you been selling guns?
About 2-3 years, so.
Has the game changed in these 2 years? Has it gotten easier or harder? Has the police wised up to what the game is, or?
They ain't wised up to nothing. You see what they doing out here? That's just making somebody else want to protect themselves. So, they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. People don't feel safe out there.
People don't feel safe. That's part of the reason.
If you live here in America and you don't feel safe, what you gonna do? You gonna go get a firearm?
Our goal is just to simply show the world a window as to why people do the things they do, and where that desperation comes from. It's like they say, when the system fails you, you create your own system. Growing up on these streets and projects in East Yaples, Brooklyn, I've seen a lot of violence, a lot of gun violence. You know, the flip side of that is I started losing a lot of friends. Cities like New York have tried to make the laws more strict in regards to getting illegal guns out here on the streets, but in my opinion, I don't see much difference still. Same senseless violence. Oh, here we go. The vast majority of illegal guns on New York City streets actually come from states with lenient gun laws. So I'm gonna try to find out where these illegal guns coming from and how are they ending up on New York City streets. Yeah, I had heard that Atlanta was the starting point for a lot of these guns, so I went down there to meet a local gunman. It's good, man. It's good. I wanted to talk to you about, the gun run from Atlanta to New York. How long have you been in the business of selling weapons?
Since about 1998. But when I moved up here to Atlanta, I got introduced to running the guns from Atlanta up to New York, where I found out that it's a better market as far as money-wise. I'm here for cheap and just take them up there and sell them for more.
Where are these guns on the table? Where are they off to?
5 of these are the best ones are going to New York, where we got a strong foothold with, blood gangs up there.
Am I correct in saying that this is a military assault rifle?
This to go to war with. In the streets, when it's war, you can't take no 9, you can't take no revolver with 6 shots, because after them 6 shots gone, you're done. You're going to have 5, or niggas going to come and spray your shit up, you know what I'm saying? You butt naked.
No one feels safe anymore. Like, people just genuinely don't feel safe. Do you feel the same way in regards?
Yeah, I feel the same way too. I'd rather take my chances in the streets trying to fight my own way up out of them. You feel me?
Let me ask you a question, man, because I feel you're a conscious brother.
Mm-hmm.
Do you recognize the fact that there's a good chance that some of these weapons that are being sold are going to probably end up in the hood in another brother's hand, taking another brother's life? Does that bear any weight on you at all?
It does. It bears weight on me, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, I sit and I think to myself, I can find a better way up out of this game. I feel like I don't have no other choice.
So, do I agree with his methods of supporting himself? No, but I do understand and I empathize with his pain as being a black man with not enough to do and resorting to what resources is in the community. Who am I to judge that? I felt it. Georgia has over 2,000 licensed gun dealers. That's almost triple the number of McDonald's. Federal law requires licensed dealers to run background checks. Now, these background checks are supposed to stop gun sales to drug addicts, mentally ill people, and convicted felons. But even if you have a criminal record, there's always a way to get a gun. So we asked a former gun runner to show us how traffickers get their hands on guns.
Being from a small town that had no jobs, that's how I got in the game in the first place. And there was already too many people selling drugs, so I got caught up on weapons. Over the course of a lifetime, I've probably had anywhere from 2,000 to 3,000 guns. I really don't have a count. If someone wanted to buy a gun right now, I could give them a gun this evening, illegally. I can go to people that I know have illegal weapons that you can just purchase for a certain amount of money. Those are the easiest weapons to buy because there are people out there that work in the pawn shops on a regular. I would think that it would be a very good location to do from the back wall simply because of the camera angles. The boxes obscure the view of the camera, and the angle on the camera looks as though it's not working. The only way that they would be able to actually do this, because it has so much security in the front, they would actually use heavy equipment and they would go through the back wall of this particular location. They would go to the nearest construction site and they would steal whatever heavy equipment that they could use. You're going to try to breach the wall right here because it's going to be the easiest way to get the equipment in. Your 4 to 5 guys will enter through the hole. Each guy's going to have 5 to 6 weapons apiece, and you're gone. Because by now, the alarm's already sounding. You've got to load, and you've got to get out, and you've got to be gone. And it's being done all over the country, everywhere, all the time.
10 thieves rushed inside this gun store, smashed glass cases, grabbed guns by the sackful, all in under 2 minutes. Federal officials say weapons stolen in this type of burglary will likely end up on the black market and could be used in violent crimes.
I was in one of the projects right here in Atlanta. We were about to make a trip to New York, and we were stopping to purchase some cocaine so that we could stay awake while we were driving. And we were robbed by 2 kids. 2 9-year-olds with 9mm in my face trying to rob me. That's when it really dawned on me what I was doing. I saw a lot of crime, and who knows, maybe my weapons were part of those crimes, and I didn't really intend for it to be that way. When you see needless death and violence, then, you know, a human being is going to have some type of feelings about that, and I do.
Atlanta is a hub for illegal gun runners because there are so many ways to get a gun.
It's good, man. Well, respect, man. Oh, man. What's up, man? Respect.
So what do you got in the bag today?
Well, got this Glock 9. I got this one from Western 40.
Can you tell me where you obtain these weapons from?
Gun shows.
Oh, so you buy these guns legally?
Let's make sure we get it right, though.
Yeah.
We got people to buy for us.
So you got a connect that goes and buys the guns for you?
Yeah, we'll let them go in there. We'll make them go in there. Look, they got their little IDs. You can go in and do whatever.
What would be the going price for a 9mm?
With the gun shows, it's cheap. You show on your card. Shit, you can buy the whole room if you want to. This one right here, 300.
What do you flip that for?
Do like 700. But you know, going into like New York and Chicago and shit, that shit goes to like 1,200. They need them, like, and the laws is crazy, so shit, a nigga might have a felony or something, he can't get it, so he gonna pay the price.
Has there ever been an incident where these guns were traced back to the person who sold them? You know anybody like that?
Next question.
The dudes I met in Atlanta, man, they didn't really care. This is what it is. This is what I do. We buy and sell guns. No glamour, no remorse, just it is what it is. You really can't understand gun trafficking unless you understand our gun laws. So we asked a local gun enthusiast to show us how he was able to legally purchase guns without a background check from a private seller.
You can really just go online and find so many listings with private sellers. This is a never-ending list. This guy right here really has a full package of everything you need for an AR-15. It's fairly cheap also for what he's selling. 1400 is really not bad. This guy right here has a Ruger for sale. He's asking for $350. You could probably even get that even a little bit cheaper. What's up, man? You alright? Alright, just being trafficking out here, man. Yeah, man. I'll put it on here for more. How much are you willing to sell it for? I got it for $350. The only reason I got $350 is because I usually don't sell a gun unless I buy another gun. I mean, do you have to make sure when you're selling to these people that you're giving them background checks and all that stuff? Legally in the state of Georgia, no. In the state of Georgia, you really don't have to check anything. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, I will. You too.
And for years, the most common place for private sales was at the gun show.
Hi, it's $12. Thank you. Have a great day.
It is crazy how many guns and how many varieties of guns are at a gun show.
Would you be negotiable on this?
Now, at this show, about 80% of the booths are all licensed, but the other 20% are private sellers.
How much would you let these go for? I would take for that one right there. I'd take $250 out. I get that one. Yeah. You guys, the background checks or anything on that? Oh, okay. Yeah. I got cash in there. Yeah. I'm on. $250. Count out for you. 260. Change. Thank you, sir. This is a 380 Beretta, so I got that pretty simple and easy. As long as I had cash, I was good. Like, I could have been a felon for all they know.
In January 2016, President Obama issued an executive order to shut down the gun show loophole.
Anybody in the business of selling firearms must get a license and conduct background checks or be subject to criminal prosecutions.
I mean, Obama, he's trying to do something, but some critics say the new law might just push buyers further underground. You know, I'm not going to lie, in Atlanta, I felt a little uneasy. What made me connect with Omar is he actually was making a moral statement. He just chose the gun to do it with. Outside of that, man, I'm comfortable with guns as long as the bullets are not real.
Yes, that's what I was looking for right now. What you want for the 9? 3. And the 2 pistols on 200 apiece.
This dude is a gun runner, and he's about to run some guns up north.
Basically, move this panel right here, and right in here, it used to be a whole bunch of wires and foam and all different kind of stuff, but we had this person personally go inside and move those out the way, attach them up higher and to the side of the wall so that I may be able to stick at least 5 or 6 handguns inside of here, like that. And it goes so far back, like I'll show you. That's my whole arm in there. You have one car which is going to be dirty, meaning that's the car that's going to have the guns in it. And then you're going to have another car, which is mainly like a rental car or something like that, is what we're going to use tail. The reason why you do the tail is just in case the police guys pull the car over, you're not just sitting here in Atlanta and you don't know what's going on, how's it going on, or what. You know what I'm saying? Like, basically, you're being a supervisor of the merchandise. And once they get to New York, you know what I'm saying, all they got to do is meet with our folks and they're already sold.
The guns will be worth 4 times what he paid for when he gets to New York.
It's been my experience, and I've been an agent almost 27 years. I think one of the biggest challenges in curtailing firearms trafficking is the fact that you have 50 states, and you almost have 50 different rules. So there's no way to estimate how many weapons are crossing state lines illegally. You know, what we have are hard and true statistics of what has been recovered. So we're getting the weapon and we're backtracking the story to figure out who is responsible for trafficking it. And it is a very, very long, arduous process.
ATF's National Tracing Center Division is the only facility like it in the country. Many people are under the impression that we just type a gun serial number into a computer system and it pops out who bought the gun. That's not the reality of the situation. There isn't any national registry for firearms. So consequently, there's a process that we have to go through to isolate who the purchaser is.
Hi, this is Debbie with ATF National Tracing Center. I have a gun trace that I need your assistance with, please.
The system to track guns used in crimes is outdated.
I'm looking for a Glock 380 pistol.
And these ladies are on the phone trying to track down all these different sellers. To me, it seems crazy.
Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Currently, there's more than 10,000 boxes in process here. Once we cross the 10,000 box mark, GSA, who owns the building, says the floor will collapse. So we actually have 7 shipping containers in the parking lot in the back filled with records. Right?
The ATF has to scan, sort, and dig through all these records because Congress prohibits them from creating a searchable database. This technology was old even when I was in school.
So this roll microfilm, 10,000 frames of information, 10,000 pages. Particular dealer, there might be 5 dealers on this, but if the guy's been in business for, say, 20, 30 years and sold a lot of guns, why, this whole section may be microfilm associated with that dealer's records. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60,000 pages have to be reviewed until you find the right gun. I mean, I know it looks a little bit primitive, but that's how it works.
That's the process. That's what the process was in 1989 when I started on this job, and it's also what the process is now. But we could see geographic areas that we know weapons are funneling into our city from. The data shows here in New York that a large majority of the weapons that are being recovered are coming from southern states.
This is New York. We come from that era of the snow on your head, just looking down.
This crew is waiting for a shipment of guns coming up from the south.
Everybody got guns. If you don't own one, you're a fool walking out here, especially if you live where we live. It's dog eat dog world, man. Yo. Look. They come from wherever they come, you know. Like I said, there's links from all over the place. You know, from down bottom to the A. You know what I mean? And mainly be them type of dudes, you know, dudes that you've been dealing with who've been back and forth, you know, from down that way. And they hit you with that time, like, listen, man, I'm coming up that way. What you want to do? This is an AR-15 right here. And I can hit you at a distance with this one. I can see you coming from a little while away. And whether I hit you or not with this, I guarantee you ain't gonna want to come no closer. I got 30 in this shit. This little muff right here. And then I keep the extra clip on my pocket, just in case. Safety here. So you don't shoot your dick off. So I got a felony. It's impossible for me to get a gun legally. I'm not gonna let that stop me from protecting my sons, my daughters. Would you? We always gonna be buying them. I don't care if I got 1,000. I want 1,000 more.
This is not a problem just of New York. This is a problem across the country. We talked to roughly about 130 gang members in Chicago. The reasons why they want guns is because it's an objectively very risky environment. And if you don't have a firearm, the perception is that you are at greater risk of being victimized yourself. And the tragedy is that carrying a gun doesn't make you safer. It makes you more likely to be a target of violence.
The Chicago gangbanger agreed to talk to me about why he feels the need to keep his crew strapped. How easy is it for you to obtain an illegal gun out here?
Easy. Real easy. Yeah, this is Chicago. This no big and violent.
Everybody got a
gun, bitches and all.
Yeah. For real. So you've been basically buying and trading guns for about 2 years or so?
When I buy them, I put them on my block.
You sell them to your block?
No, I just pass them on.
Your sole purpose for getting guns is to make sure you and your boys stay armed up.
Yeah, stay safe.
When was the last time you felt the need to strap up?
Shoot all niggas in?
Basically.
10 minutes ago.
You was in a gunfight 10 minutes ago before we just spoke.
Yeah.
So
shit is real, bro. You know?
So you think with all the hype about gun violence, with all the violence, all the bloodshed,
it's a lot of violence, stupid violence, because they out shooting kids, you know what I mean? So that's what's extra making it, you know what I'm saying, like out of control.
How do you see the future of what you're doing?
Man, I'm trying to get up out of here, man. Real shit, bro.
After the interview was over, he took off his mask and he looked me dead in my eye and he said, "Please take me with you. I do not want to die on these streets. I'm sick of this shit." And I said, what is the main reason why y'all fight so much? What is the main thing for the bloodshed out here? Is it the gang life? Is it the drug territory? He said, yes, but the number one thing is just pussy and pride. You looked at my girl the wrong way. Or, nigga, what? You look too much like me. Bang, bang. And I just looked at him and my heart just went out, And he's gone now. 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Murdered right down the street. This shit is real. Oh, it's real. I spoke to this kid. He told me he did not want to die on these streets. And that's exactly what happened. He died on those streets. The people who are legally buying and selling guns, these are people who are on the streets. They're looking to protect themselves. It's the life is cheap on the streets policy. I don't think that's going to stop no time soon, unfortunately.